The word cystic duct refers to here, the cyst is the gallbladder, and the duct which is connecting to the gallbladder is called as cystic duct. It is actually around 3 to 4 centimeters in length, and it passes downwards and backwards and to the left from the neck of the gallbladder, meaning it is continuation of the neck of the gallbladder. It joins the common hepatic duct and continues further as the bile duct. So it joins the common hepatic duct at the inferior aspect of the porta hepatis. So that is important to remember here. The where the bile duct begins is at the inferior part of the porta hepatis. The mucous membrane inside the particular cystic duct has a series of crescentric folds, okay, which are known as spiral valve of Hester. There are around 15 to 20 crescentic folds which are seen in the mucosa. You can see in this picture here. So this is how it looks inside. Because of the crescentic folds, the lumen of the cystic duct looks like this. So this is called as spiral valve of Hester. So next is about the bile duct. But before that, see, this particular cystic duct is actually appears to be like a twisted kind of duct because of the presence of this particular spiral valves. So next we'll see about the bile duct. It's very very important. So bile duct is actually formed near the porta hepatis, or the inferior aspect of the porta hepatis, by joining of cystic duct as well as the common hepatic duct. Okay, so this is the general introduction about the bile duct. I think you might have already gone through this particular information. So we'll move to the next slide. So here you can see in this picture very clearly, this is cystic duct is coming here and the common hepatic duct is coming here. Both will join here to form the common bile duct or just the bile duct. Okay. So the bile duct is actually having a course of, it is moving downwards and backwards. It is moving again downwards as well as backwards, and it is around 7 to 7.5 centimeters in length. 7 to 7.5 centimeters in length and having a 6 millimeter of diameter. 6 millimeter of diameter, and actually it is studied, or its relations are understood in terms of 4 different parts, but here I have mentioned only 3 parts. The last one is mentioned in in a separate slide. Okay, so first one is the supraduodenal part, okay, meaning the part of the bile duct which is present above the duodenum. It's actually present in the lesser omentum. It is covered inside the lesser omentum. And next is the retroduodenal part. Retro means behind, so the part which is behind the duodenum, behind the first part of duodenum, okay, that is called as retroduodenal part. And there is infraduodenal part. Inf, it is infra here is below. Infraduodenal part, which is behind the head of pancreas, which is present behind the head of pancreas as well as behind the first part of duodenum, as well as first part of the duodenum. The last part is known as intraduodenal. Intra, don't confuse please. Intraduodenal or intramural part. So that is the part of the, it's a very small portion of the bile duct which is seen in the walls of the duodenum. Okay, that we'll see later. First we'll see each parts of the bile duct and their relations. The first one, okay, we'll come to that later. Yeah. Okay, so first is the relations for the supraduodenal part. Supraduodenal part is anteriorly it is having liver as related. Okay, anteriorly liver, posteriorly the portal vein and the epiploic foramen, and the towards the left there is hepatic artery. Right, there is no structure because it is present in the right free margin of the lesser omentum. I hope you remember the class of lesser omentum and its contents. Okay, the lesser omentum has got a right free margin which is actually the boundary of the epiploic foramen. Okay, so there actually the bile duct is present, that is the supraduodenal part of the bile duct. Okay, where it is having only the left relation, there is no right relation. Anteriorly liver and posteriorly portal vein as well as the epiploic foramen are seen in this picture. So in this picture you can see the blue color structure is the portal vein here, and towards the left we have the hepatic artery here. Okay, and of course, like behind this particular bile duct there is opening of the epiploic foramen. That is what here epiploic foramen is mentioned. Okay, when the liver here in this picture the liver is lifted upwards. So if the liver is in normal place or in anatomical position, you will see that it is present in front of the bile duct, which is supraduodenal part of bile duct. Okay, here is the supraduodenal part of the bile duct. This is the stomach, and this is the first part of duodenum and second part of duodenum. Here is the gallbladder, cystic duct and common hepatic duct. So this information we have already discussed, the boundaries of the epiploic foramen. So we'll move to the further slides. Okay. So coming to the relations of the retroduodenal part, meaning the part which is behind the first part of duodenum. So as the duct, the descends, it descends behind the first part of duodenum. It has got relation like anteriorly, of course, the first part of duodenum itself, and posteriorly inferior vena cava. Posteriorly inferior vena cava. And towards the left we have gastroduodenal artery, which is a branch of the common hepatic artery. Okay, gastroduodenal artery is present towards the left of the retroduodenal part of the bile duct. We'll move to the next part, that is the infraduodenal part. Okay, before that we can see the picture here. So here the first part of duodenum is removed, so you can see here the bile duct is here. Okay, and posterior relation you can see here, that is the inferior vena cava. Inferior vena cava. So here is a common hepatic duct coming here. Okay, further it is continuing further, and here it gives a branch called gastroduodenal artery. Coming to the infraduodenal part. Okay, so infraduodenal part, it is present in the concavity of the duodenum behind the head of the pancreas. Okay, so here is the, this is the concavity of the duodenum. That is the second part of the duodenum here. This is the concavity, and it is present in the concavity of the duodenum, and behind the head of the, this part is the head of the pancreas. Okay, head of the pancreas. Okay, so you can see here, this is the bile duct here. Okay, so anteriorly head of pancreas and posteriorly inferior vena cava alone. So coming to the intraduodenal part or the intramural part. Okay, so it is actually present near the middle of second part of the duodenum. This part is understood like or studied after joining with the pancreatic duct when it enters the duodenum wall. So it's called as intraduodenal part. So here it's not just the bile duct alone. So along with the pancreatic duct also we have to consider here. The course is in an oblique course. Okay, within the wall it has got a particular swollen or the enlarged portion. Okay, it's called as hepatopancreatic ampulla or the ampulla of Vater. Okay, and this particular ampulla of Vater opens into the major duodenal papilla. Okay, so in the intraduodenal part we need to consider three particular structures, that is the sphincter of choledochus, sphincter of pancreaticus, sphincter of ampullae. So these three are collectively known as sphincter of Oddi. Okay, so even though the sphincter of Oddi is only remembered when it comes to the release of bile into the second part of duodenum along with the pancreatic juice, so we have three different particular sphincters functioning here. The sphincter of choledochus is actually present in the lower end of bile duct before the bile duct joins with the pancreatic duct. It is essential for the filling of the gallbladder. Whenever it is contracted, the gallbladder is going to be filled in. Okay. Then the sphincter of sphincter pancreaticus, it is present in the terminal part of the pancreatic duct. Okay, and the sphincter ampullae is present at the hepatopancreatic ampulla or the ampulla of Vater, where the where collectively the pancreatic juice as well as the bile is actually being released into the duodenum. Okay, so this is about the extrahepatic biliary apparatus. So this